It's good to have you with us here on RT today. Thousands of protesters have flooded Chicago ahead of a NATO summit on Sunday. A huge showdown is expected later, with the police already on high alert. Around a dozen activists were arrested on the eve of the gathering. They were charged with conspiracy to cause terror. In Chicago is RT's Anastasia Churkina.
The windy city of Chicago. Turned sunny, turned paranoid. The hometown of the U.S. president plays host to this year's NATO summit.
NATO is a U.S.-commanded military alliance responsible for wars and war crimes on a global basis.
Already the most watched city in the U.S. As thousands of protesters begin to descend on Chicago, the city is in security overkill mode.
We've got a bunch of peaceful protesters here, and they spent millions and millions of dollars for this week alone. I mean, it's absolutely absurd.
Police have reportedly preemptively raided the homes of protest organizers.
They battered down a door and made several arrests, and we believe these are politically based arrests.
Millions of dollars spent on new police gear, trucks ready to function as rolling barricades. Businesses, too, are taking no chances. What looks like a foreclosed building is actually a hotel in the heart of Chicago. Plywood was put up in order to avoid windows being smashed by demonstrators flooding into town. Office workers have been advised to dress like protesters in order to not be targeted.
Mustaches, facial hair.
One planet! Meanwhile, activists, there to express their outrage at NATO's aggressive policies, are blocked off and kept as far away from world leaders as possible.
We're talking about a peaceful protest, not only by peaceful people, but peaceful people dedicated to the cause of peace against a military bloc, the mightiest in human history. And they are being portrayed as the force that needs to be protected.
While officials brace for riots, know your rights trainings for demonstrators.
The targets in their mind that you know your rights.
Meetings and street action against the military bloc kick off.
NATO as an organization no longer has a mandate. Occupy Chicago denies and demands that NATO disband. They have no more purpose. They're spending our taxpayer dollars on wars and to bomb and destroy and murder civilians all over the world.
With Afghanistan top of the leaders' agenda, protesters say it's time to put an end to the warfare at once.
The only reason we're still in Afghanistan is for rare earth minerals and opium. It's the same reason, the only reason we went into Iraq was to secure oil fields for American oil companies. These are purely economic wars that are sold to the American public purely on propaganda. It's garbage.
Demonstrators want the money pumped into the summit and its security to be spent on real needs.
There is a pro-peace majority in the United States. We oppose war. We oppose the world's preeminent war-making organization, NATO. And that we have a human agenda and a humane agenda that has no place for war.
With fences separating politicians from the people, that human agenda is no more than a nuisance to be cordoned off. Anastasia Churkina, RT, Chicago, Illinois.